Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today, we're going to learn about 12 tips to build unbreakable self-discipline. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Daily rewrites. Self-discipline is a daily war that you wage against yourself. At any moment, a wave of laziness could overwhelm your defenses and destroy your productivity. So, you're constantly in need of motivation and reinforcement to keep yourself disciplined. To make sure you stay strong, you can't rely on a list of goals that you wrote months or even years ago. Not only are they sitting too far back in your memory, but also your goals have probably changed since then, huh? And that's a good thing. You should be adapting your goals as you become more ambitious and productive. Both your wins and your losses should help you refine your unique definition of success. So, to fortify your self-discipline, try to rewrite or re-examine your goals every single day. You could do it first thing in the morning or right before bed. Either way, it's important that you're consistently reminding yourself why your success matters, why you're investing so much time and effort to achieve your dreams. Those reminders will help you power through the rough patches and stay focused when temptation tries to lead you astray. Number 2. Technological shortcuts. When it comes to self-discipline, technology is often framed as the root of all evil. It can completely ruin your workflow, and if you're not careful, it will waste hours of your time. It's so easy to access the internet, social media, and online games that most people avoid technology as much as possible. It's just too tempting. But technology can also be an extremely helpful tool for developing your self-discipline. For example, some applications track changes in your daily routines. It can tell you detailed information about your diet, your exercise, and sleep schedule that you would never know otherwise. But these applications are only useful if you input information every day. That way you can understand trends in your behavior over long periods of time. Now, don't be afraid to pick up one of these tracking apps and incorporate it into your routine. Just make sure you don't get too distracted, right? Number 3. Raw diet. A healthy diet can improve everything from how well you concentrate to the quality of your work. You need enough proteins and carbohydrates to give you energy, enough vitamins to grow and develop, not to mention plenty of water to protect your organs and regulate your body temperature. Now, with all that in mind, what foods lend themselves to a more disciplined lifestyle? Well, there's one particular type of food that's especially useful for staying motivated. Unprocessed fruits, vegetables, nuts, and other raw foods are fantastic sources of energy. That's because it takes very little effort for your body to digest food when it's eaten raw. This difference between energy consumed and energy used is called Dietary Induced Thermogenesis, or DIT. Now, a study from 2004 found that people with low DIT values tend to struggle with obesity and other health issues. Because they have less energy to spare, people with low DIT may struggle to be productive, overcome obstacles, and avoid laziness. By consuming more raw foods, you can raise your DIT and supply your body with more than enough energy to stay disciplined throughout the day. And of course, remember to always consult a medical professional before beginning any diet or exercise routine to make sure it's right for you. Number 4. Productive pairing. Every day you face two kinds of tasks. First are the things you want to do. These activities are fun, positive, and usually don't require much effort. On the other hand, there are things you should do. As productive as they are, these jobs aren't always a walk in the park. So how do you stay productive without missing out on the things that you enjoy? Try pairing them together. Combine your should-dos with your want-tos. For example, if you should be drinking a kale smoothie for breakfast, watch an episode of your favorite show while you do it. This combination's so effective because it rewards you for doing something you don't like. You're much more likely to repeat a healthy behavior if you didn't completely hate it the first time around. Number 5. Deciding the difference. Do you ever look back at the day and think about all the things you could have done differently? You could have worked harder, eaten better, or taken more risks. You could have saved yourself from an embarrassing moment or avoided a run-in with failure. When you're trapped in a vortex of what ifs, your fears and anxiety often take over. You start feeling sad and stressed out because you can't get those mistakes out of your head. This can be devastating for your productivity. The last thing you want is to lose faith in yourself. So instead of listing out everything you did wrong, just pick one thing that you want to change. Just one thing that you believe would have made a real difference in your day. And when you've done that, start planning out how you can make that change tomorrow. So while no one can turn back time, there will always be opportunities to redeem yourself, no matter how bad you mess up. Number 6. Know your nature. Everyone works best at different times. Some people are filled with energy in the mornings. Others kick things into high gear when the sun goes down. It really doesn't matter which kind of worker you are as long as you aren't fighting your natural rhythm. In other words, if you know you work better at night, then don't squeeze all your work into the morning. You'll feel worse, you'll work slower, and you'll have a harder time staying focused. It may take a bit of trial and error to decide what time of day works best for you, but once you figure that out, you can use your biological clock to your advantage. Number 7. Advanced decisions. When temptation's knocking at your door, it's challenging to stay disciplined, no matter who you are. Let's say you're working from home and you leave your phone sitting a few feet away. You hear it ding and you see the screen light up. You know someone just texted you. So in the heat of the moment, you feel compelled to reach over and grab your phone. And just like that, your productivity comes to a grinding halt. You can stop yourself from making impulsive decisions by thinking ahead. It's much easier to remain disciplined when there's nothing there to break your concentration. Try to anticipate your biggest distractors. That way, you can make those difficult decisions ahead of time. Number 8. Wasting weekends. Who doesn't love the weekend? You've been pushing yourself all week, so you deserve 2 days of rest and relaxation, right? Well, yes and no. It's important to rest your mind and your body, but you shouldn't use every weekend as an escape from your ambitions. The most disciplined people don't let their habits and routines slip no matter what day it is. Now, while I don't recommend working a full 8 hours, remember that weekends aren't an excuse to ignore your goals. Number 9. Timed blocks. Do you struggle to stay motivated for hours on end? Do you feel intimidated knowing there's a whole day of work ahead of you? If this sounds like you, try separating your day into smaller blocks. All you have to do is set a timer that tells you when to start and stop working. You might, for example, divide your workday into 8 one-hour chunks. You can then dedicate each hour to a different task so you aren't stuck working on the same thing for the entire day. You'd be surprised how large of an impact this technique has on your productivity. Your work feels so much less intimidating because you only have to dedicate a small amount of your time. As an added bonus, breaking up the day makes it go by much faster, so you'll spend more time being productive and less time staring at the clock. Number 10. Boost your glucose. Glucose, otherwise known as sugar, is often treated like an unhealthy toxin, but your body depends on glucose to survive. It's one of your most important energy sources. Every time you walk, you talk, or think, your body is dipping into its supply of glucose. But when people switch to a more disciplined lifestyle, sugar is one of the first things to go. It's associated with a lack of concentration, dips in energy, and weight gain. So it's no surprise that people want to cut sugar out of their diets. But not all sugar is out to get you. In fact, you need a baseline of simple sugars like glucose to keep your body mentally and physically fit. While an excess amount of complex sugar is bad for you, low blood sugar can have its own set of negative side effects. So if you notice your motivation dwindling, give yourself a boost of energy by eating some fruit or a spoonful of honey. Number 11. Shrink your celebrations. When you knock a big item off your to-do list, it feels like the perfect time to celebrate, to unwind after days or weeks of work. But a prolonged celebration can cripple your motivation and ruin your good habits. Instead of taking a long break between projects, maintain your momentum. Give yourself a short period of rest and then move on to your next big goal. It's a lot easier to stay productive and disciplined after a one-day break than a 2-week vacation. Number 12. Obey your calendar. Poor organization can really slow down your productivity. You spend so much time figuring out what you're missing that you fail to actually accomplish anything. So many people try to invent their own systems to stay organized. Well, maybe you use Post-it notes or write out dozens of to-do lists. Yeah, these can be effective, but what if your responsibilities are still falling through the cracks? You should gather all your commitments in one place. A detailed calendar lets you lay out your entire life on a single sheet of paper. This will help you keep track of your obligations while giving you a concise overview of each day, week, or month. Hey, you'll be surprised how much easier it is to stay organized when you only have one schedule to worry about. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.